Yesterday, the powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake which struck Myanmar, a nation already teetering from poverty, conflict, and humanitarian crises. The death toll now stands at 694, with 1,670 people injured, but the figure is almost certainly an underestimate. The epicenter lay near Mandalay, Myanmar's second largest city. It was by no means a remote tremor felt by a few and quickly forgotten. This quake brought monasteries to the ground, tore through highways, burst a dam, collapsed entire residential buildings, including the civil servant housing in Naypyidaw. Entire towns shattered, the steel skeletons left protruding like ribs from the ground. In some cases, monks filmed their monasteries a second before they vanished into dust. In neighbouring Thailand, the effects were no less surreal. A 33-storey construction tower in Bangkok crumpled to the ground like a sandcastle. 6 people died, over 100 are missing, and still more may be trapped beneath the stacked pancakes of concrete and steel. And international responses have begun. China has sent detectors and drones. Russia, 120 rescuers. The UN allocated $5 million. President Trump, despite having gutted USAID, promised assistance. Though it remains to be seen how effective that will be. One cannot cut the ladder and then vow to pull people from the flood. The Myanmar junta has declared a state of emergency in 6 regions. Blood banks are running dry, roads are cracked, bridges gone, communications faltering, and so in one of the world's poorest nations, already beset by internal dislocation, the question is no longer how to rebuild, but how to survive. Christian Aid, a person called Julie Mahegan, and Christian Aid says even before this heartbreaking earthquake, conflict and displacement had left countless people in need, and this disaster will have left people devastated. Indeed, Myanmar's suffering is not merely environmental, it's political, humanitarian, existential, and to that we have to add the simple truth: natural disasters don't strike evenly. They target the vulnerable with disproportionate cruelty. And yet the world's attention remains elsewhere. Last night in Ukraine, in the city of Dnipro, another Russian strike. At least 8 people have died, including 2 children. The images, buildings sheared in half, blood on the pavement, are almost identical. But this time the quake had coordinates. This time destruction came with the intention of the aggressor. We often talk about acts of God and acts of war, but for the victims, whether buried in rubble in Mandalay or crushed by missiles in Dnipro sent by Putin's Kremlin, the semantics are cold comfort. There's something quietly horrifying in the vision of it all. The tectonic plate shifts in Myanmar, the bombs falling in Ukraine, and in both civilians dying namelessly while governments posture and diplomats draft condolences. If these twin tragedies teach us anything, it's this: that the real estate of the world is not measured in summits or sanctions, but in collapsed buildings, dust-choked lungs, and bloodied blankets. We shouldn't be indifferent to death because it comes from different causes. We owe the people of Myanmar and the victims of Dnipro more than just thoughts. We owe them memory, solidarity, and, where possible, real action.